How you doing today? Not bad, Glory. All right, so patch notes. This is for 1.6. If you guys have been watching on YouTube, you guys have seen a decent amount of 1.6 gameplay. I've uploaded like 3 full games, and there will be at least 1 more, maybe 2 more that you guys will get to see. So you guys have already probably seen some 1.6. Yurei is the new hero, new battle pass. The new battle pass skins are awesome. There's a lot of good stuff in this battle pass. There's like a really good recall animation, jump pad, a bunch of good skins. So, and then this is the other thing, experimental game modes. So Nitro is a new game mode coming. It is like Swift play from League of Legends, very similar. New hero augment system and some map changes. We'll get into this one when we get there, guys. I got some opinions on this to share. So Yurei, we're not gonna watch Yurei videos. If you guys want to see Yurei gameplay or get a breakdown of her kit, go watch one of my Yurei videos. I break down her kit in both of them. Her kit is, she's an assassin. Her passive is when you use an ability, you get 2 ranged autos. These autos bounce between targets, and you gain a little bit of attack speed. Her primary, her Q, she does a little AoE. It heals her, it marks her enemies, and if you use it in the air, you go upwards. Her E is a dash. Her dash is what expunges her marks. Her dash pops her marks. If you pop a mark, you reset your dash, and you get to do bonus damage to people, essentially. That's what this says. You can pause and read this for exactly what it says. Basically, if you dash through a marked target, you get to do a bunch of extra damage to him. Her alternate, she throws 3 daggers. They do damage. They mark your target. Her ultimate, you spin for a little bit, and then the spin marks them, and then at the end, you slam down. Your slam will expel your marks. It'll pop your marks. So there's that. It gives you your dash back if you hit it. Really good ultimate. New Ashes of the Damned battle pass. There's some good stuff in here. Like this Chimera skin is really good. This guy skin looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. There's also a Countess skin, I think, that's in here. That's also really good. Or maybe the Countess skin is separate. I'm honestly not sure. But there's this Kai skin. There's a really good Countess skin. There's like a T2 Gideon skin. The Devil Gideon skin from Paragon is back. That one's pretty good. Store news, Yurei gets some skins. She gets a skin without her mask. Countess gets this skin. This is really good. Kai gets this skin. The skin's really good. Zera's skin is also really good. There's a couple of additions to the Opal store. Keep in mind, if you guys have not spent your Opals on the current Opal store, they will carry over. Your Opals will not go away when they put new things into the store. So Shinbi, Wukong getting some skin variants put into the Opal store. Epic. Predecessor Labs. So what this is going to be like rotating game modes where they test shit and they try to see what game modes people like, what they don't like, etc. Brawl is going away. Brawl is leaving. So yeah, it's replaced by Nitro. I had not played this game mode until last night. I played this game mode for the first time last night. It's fine. It's a slightly faster version of Predecessor. Basically, the first like 3 minutes of the game are basically the same. Your early laning phase until like level 6. It's pretty similar. After that, it really starts skyrocketing. You get, 3-4 items online by 15 minutes. Most of the games are 20 minutes long. It really just kind of gets rid of that mid game. You kind of just like you have your laning phase, your early game, and then it's late game now, and that's kind of how it goes. It's not bad. I probably won't play it a whole lot just because I'd rather play the normal game mode, but it's not terrible. Map adjustments. They changed a bunch of walls on the map. I don't like a lot of them. I think a lot of them are okay. I think a lot of them are bad. There's this one here next to 4 camp. This is a good one. I like this one. This one in mid, I don't like this one. I don't like that you can see this. I think this is bad. I don't think you should be able to see through here. The ones that are actually bad are the ones in tier 1 tower. They lowered walls on tier 1 towers so you can see into the jungle. There is a fake fog wall there, which is really weird. It blocks line of sight. It's really odd. You can see through it if you simply jump. You can see through the fake fog wall that's there. It's really odd. I don't like it. I think it's unintuitive. I think that it's stupid that I can check if my jungle's getting invaded by sitting under tower. I can literally see if my jungle's getting invaded while I'm sitting under tower. I think that's really bad. I think, again, the fact that there's a fog wall on those tier 1 towers that is not a fog wall, it's not visible. It looks like you should be able to just see straight through, but you cannot. I think that's really unintuitive. I think new players are going to hate that. I think the changes to tier 1 are really bad. I think the changes in the jungle are pretty good. I think the changes to like 4 camp, they changed the walls next to 5 camp and 2 camp as well. Those changes are fine. The changes to towers and the top ropes in mid, I do not like. Gotta turn off my heater. Ranked party changes. So this is 1, 2, 3, 5 stacks are now allied up to diamond. Once you're in diamond, you cannot 3 or 5 stack. It's back to 1 or 2. No 4 stacks because putting a 4 stack with a solo is a little weird. Your mic, bro? What about it, Turt? My mic should be fine. Everything looks good on my end. Is it bad? Do I sound horrible? But yeah, you can 3 and 5 stack now. Refer a friend. This is just like you can refer a friend and get some stuff. Very cool. Controller button upgrade. I don't know what this is. What is this? Updated the controller button icons to make it clearer. Should improve accessibility. Okay. Sure. New augments. So if you guys missed my video on augments, I put out like an hour-long video going over all the augments and how they work, how you select them, etc. Go watch that video. There's a hell of a lot of augments. Go watch that video. Again, the video ended up being really long, but it's all timestamped, so you guys can skip through it if you want to. This is the minor augments, the common augments. You get 1 augment out of pool 1. You get 1 augment out of pool 2. They've nerfed and buffed a bunch of these. Veracity is really good. Ultimatum sounds really good. I don't think it's that good. Technocrat's OP. Farmer, they nerfed this one. Still think it's really fucking good. Executioner, somehow this one hasn't been nerfed. Also really good. These are all the augments. I'll go over some of these. Most of these aren't super game-changing. Argus gets move speed when he hits people, infinitely stacking, but for only 1.5 seconds. So you can go really fast as long as you're hitting people. He has an augment that makes him restore mana based on damage done. This one is really bad. I've tried it. It's not good. His ultimate, he has one for his ult that makes it have farther range and slow for longer. This one would be good if the move speed wasn't as good as it is. The move speed's really good. This one is his second best one. It's fun, but it's not insane. Aurora, she has one that makes her wall travel further. It just is a bigger wall. It's okay. She has one that gives her attack speed while her Ice Storm is active. That one's pretty good. And then she has one that makes her ult slightly larger. I don't think this one's good. Your ult is getting cleansed anyway. I don't think you should be missing this ability. Just stand on top of somebody forehead. You know what I mean? Don't miss. Boris has one. So this one is okay. 15% increased armors. It's not terrible. He has one that makes his Q shred armor when you hit them. This one is not very good. Single target armor shred for 4.5 seconds on like a 45-second cooldown is not super crazy. And then he has this one that makes his right click do execute damage, essentially. This one is his best one. I don't think it's insane, but it's his best one. I was going to Fuzz. Countess, she has auto attacks reduce the cooldown of your Q. This one is not very good. Your right click does isolation damage. This one is okay. I think it's good in the jungle. I wouldn't really run it in a lane. She has this one. This is Camazot's passive. If you guys are familiar with Smite, this gives her Camazot's passive. This one is, dude, I think this one is low-key pretty good, but I don't, it's inconsistent. It's inconsistent. If you get a game where you're not able to get a part of a bunch of kills, then it feels really bad. But if you're in a game where you can be part of a bunch of kills, this one's really good. So maybe if you have a good offlane matchup, this is where you'd run this. I'm not certain. I think all of these have use cases. I don't think any of these are terrible. but I don't know. I think this is her best one, but I don't think it's very good in lane. It's a little bit funny. I don't know exactly. Crunch. Whenever you hit somebody with your Q, you gain 5% attack speed. I think it's okay. He has one that makes his dash travel further. This one is really good. And then he has Falcon Crunch. This is one of the most fun augments in the patch. When you use your knock-up, if you use your knock-up in the air right now on live, you get a little bit of a jump boost. Now, if you do that, you go like howitzer ultimate height. You zoom up into the air. It's really funny. It's a really funny augment. I think it's okay. It has some use cases if you're playing against mobile champs, but it's more funny. Like, this one is just super consistent. Decker, her passive now gives move speed to allies. This one's pretty good. She has one that makes her Q get its cooldown decreased if you hit a hero. This one, I feel like this is what you'd run on like mid lane Decker. But even then, I think you're just running Ionic Surge, even if you're playing mid lane Decker. This makes the stun radius of your ultimate a little bigger, and if you stun somebody with it, they get armor shredded. And that's pretty good. That's just a really good augment. I think this one is okay. I just don't think it's better than being able to shred people and stun more consistently. Drongo got some dog-ass augments, I'm not going to lie. So this one makes his grenade, his silence heal. They buffed this like quite a bit, and it still is really bad. Don't run that. Rad Rounds is AoE when it explodes now. Again, you're just never getting value off of this. Like, you're never getting AoE value on Rad Rounds, so who cares? And then he has this one that makes his ultimate cooldown significantly lower, but it does less damage. This one is his best one, but I don't think it's insane. Yo, Bubba with the 25-monther. Welcome back to the pin zone, Bubba. Appreciate it, man. Bang Mao. He has one, this is just a passive. Whenever he kills like an enemy minion, he gets 2% of his missing HP. And if he executes somebody with his ultimate, he gets 35% of his missing HP back. This one is really bad. It sounds really good. It is missing HP heal. It is not good. Do not run this. Even in the off lane, like even if you're playing the lane where you think you want sustain, not worth it, I promise. Imperial Duelist. This one's interesting. This is the one that everyone thought would be super OP. I don't know. I think it's okay. So whenever you auto attack somebody, they deal 5% less damage to you, but you deal 5% more damage to them. So if you're specifically for trading in off lane, you just take less damage, they take more damage. I think it's okay in the off lane. I think if you're in the jungle or the mid lane, I think you're running Seismic Smash. I think this is just his best augment. After playing with it a couple times, your ultimate knocks people up. It's really good. It just gives you more places to use Fang Mao ult. It can get you out of a lot of situations. This augment is just low-key. Again, a lot of people are going to look at this one and think that it's broken. A lot of low-level players are going to look at this one and think that it's broken. I think this is his best augment. Gadget, her hat, bigger radius. Her right-click seeks faster. It follows people faster. And then she gets a shield going through. Her and allies get a shield going through Speed Gate. All of these are just okay, truthfully. I think that this is the best one. It makes your wave clear really consistent. Honestly, I think right-click max gadget with this augment is actually pretty good. But I do think this is her most consistent augment. Gideon, your Q has an extra hitbox in the center of it, and if you hit somebody in the center, it does 5% of their max HP. Let's see. Does that sound like a lot, guys? It is. It is. This one is broken. This one is absolutely insane. You can get a shield when you use your ultimate. Is this the correct number? If this is the correct number, this might be OP. This was not the number that was on testing. On testing, this was 50% of your magic power. If this is actually 100% scaling, this one actually might be pretty good now. Because late game, this is a 700 HP shield. That's actually pretty good, if true. And then he has infinite right click. Infinite right click, this one's fun. It's kind of a meme. Not very good. This one is absolutely just demonic. Your Q level 1 against another mid laner hits for 250. Like, sure, man. Very funny. Pretty sure Ace said that's correct. Interesting. If this is correct, then this one might be pretty good in games where you're forced to go True Silver. It got turbo buffed because the shield sucked. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, right? I'm like 50% magic power. Like that's a bad shield. That doesn't matter. In games where you're going true silver, this is going to be pretty good. My issue with this augment is that if you take this augment, you are forcing yourself to go true silver, right? There's no way you're taking the ult shield if you're not going true silver bracelet. And so you are forcing yourself to build like a mediocre item to get value out of your augment. I still feel like this one is probably just going to be better the vast majority of the time. I think this is just going to be better. But the fact that this is 100% now is kind of nuts. Greystone, your Q does 15% increased damage to the closest unit. This is, I think this is just Garen E, right? This is just literally what Garen E does. This one's okay in the jungle. It makes your jungle clear a little faster. In the offlane, I don't think it's very good. You're just never really ISOing someone with your Q, and I don't think you're getting the value off of this like most of the time. Then he has one that makes his ult do more damage and the radius is larger. This one is actually pretty good. It makes your ult damage really consistent. Like Greystone ult is a sneaky ability where late game, if you're Bruiser Greystone, your ult is hitting for like 600, right? You don't think it is because people don't really get hit by it a whole lot, but also you're just using it for safety. You're not really worried about the damage. This actually does hit for like 600. So having this do a little bit more and have a larger radius is actually like a little bit good. And then he has one that makes his E, his auto attack stim, his big slash. It anti-heals enemies. This one's pretty good. Obviously situational, but pretty good. 50% anti-heal, potentially level 1. Again, when we get to like Chimera off lane, right? Having 50% anti-heal at level 1 without having to buy an item is pretty fucking good against a lot of heroes that'll be good in offlane. So I think you'll see this one quite a bit. I think this is the second best one in the offlane. In the jungle, this one is pretty good though. Grim.exe. He has one that makes his bubble. If you block an ability, you heal and gain move speed. This one is pretty good. Ashbringer Grim with this bubble augment is really annoying to fight against. Like, good luck. He has one that makes his current basic cooldowns reduced by 15% whenever you proc your passive. This procs on minions. So you can just like Q auto the wave and then you get your Q back. I think this one's really, really good. Especially like in the mid lane. And then this one lets you recast your ultimate if you get a kill with it. I think this one is funny. It's not good. There's just no way you're getting value off of this like at all in a game. But this one is really good. Even if you're playing Mage Grim, like this is the augment you're going, because it lets you double Q the wave. Like early game, this just lets you get shove. Late game, I mean, if you proc your passive once, you just get your cooldowns back. This one for carry Grim is pretty good if you're gonna go Ashbringer. All of these are like, these two are both pretty solid. This one's really bad. Rux, his ultimate can be the duration of this can be increased every time you hit an auto. It's not bad. Procs on minions, which is interesting, but at a reduced rate. So you can keep this up for quite a while. No way you're not making Bomba content with Grim instant reload. I just don't think it's worth it, Ray. 15% off my cooldowns every time I proc my passive is so good. It's so good. I don't think it's good, Ray. I'll play it. Like, that's funny, right? I'll play it, but I don't think it's good. Grux also gets his lifesteal back. When you max stack somebody, you get your lifesteal back. That's pretty cool. And then he has this one that just makes his blink cooldown shorter. This one's low-key broken. Your blink is on like a 90-second shorter cooldown than everyone else. And you can just flash on people on cooldown, and then they don't have their blink. And then you have your blink back faster. And that's pretty good. Howie, your E blasts targets back further. This works on yourself. This one's really good. You just get insane mobility off of this. You get good setup. It's really good. His ultimate gives you move speed. 200%. This is the correct number. This is absolutely fucking nuts. I think this will be the better augment. I think the landmine is more consistent. I think that you'll find more value off of it more frequently. The ultimate move speed, this late game is absolutely bonkers. You can chase people through flashes. It's pretty good late game. I just think this one's too consistent to pass up most of the time. And then he has attack speed when you auto attack. This one, again, if you're playing like Howitzer carry, sure, you're building this, right? But it's kind of just to let you play Howie a different way if you really feel like it. Iggy and Scorch. Turret Maniac. Iggy can have 4 turrets. In, like, competitive, this one is broken. You set up 4 Iggy turrets on an objective, and the enemy does not get to play the game. There is nothing they can do. If they don't have a gadget on their team, their game is over. In ranked, I don't think you'll see this one a whole lot. I don't think it's that good. His ultimate does bonus missing HP damage, and it knocks back further. I think this one is actually pretty solid. It's pretty consistent, lets you peel yourself a lot easier. If the enemy team has things like Greystone or Quang that have like kind of unreliable CC to stop your ult, then this one's pretty good. And then he has this one that makes his Molotov gain damage when you hit people with it. I don't think this one is good. I don't know why people run this augment. Like, I think this is a total meme. It's kind of funny, I guess. Like, you can play dodgeball. That's cool. I think this one is terrible. I don't know why you would ever pick this augment. Maybe if you're playing, like, support Iggy, but even then you'd just rather have 4 turrets. So I just don't understand why like, this, it sounds so bad to me. I have not tested it, but it sounds terrible to me. Kalari, she has a proc of Penumbra as one of hers. It's your basic cooldowns by 50% go down when you get a takedown. It's okay. I don't think it's very good. 50% means that you can't instant reset your abilities, and on Kalari, being able to instant reset your abilities with an item like Penumbra is really good. So I don't think this one's super awesome. Deadly Finesse, this one's pretty good. Whenever you hit a hero with your dagger, it reduces the cooldown and refunds mana. I think this one's pretty solid. And then the other one is that her abilities can crit, but that her crit damage is reduced. I think this one's okay. I think the issue is having to build crit on Kalari is kind of rough. There's not a lot of good, like, ability haste crit items. Like, the most you're ever going to get on this is, like, 40% crit on a realistic build. If you're building full crit on Kalari, you're probably just not doing as much damage as you normally would be. And I think that's kind of rough. I don't know if this affects Envy. I didn't test this. Like, if you use your E, when do you get your Envy proc? Do you get it at the end of the ability, or do you get it when you jump up? You know, that's a good question. Like, if I have an Envy proc available, will my E crit and silence them? I don't know. I don't have that answer for you. If that interaction works, this one might be better than I think it is, because Envy is a broken item. So it might be worth it. I'm not sure. Chimera, jump range increased by 15%. This one's pretty good. Very consistent in the jungle. He has jungle invasion. This one is so fucking gross. You just walk at the enemy jungler at level 1, and they can't play the game. You have 10 power. You have 10 extra power level 1. If you are taking this shit, you start on the enemy jungle 2 camp. Just start on their 2 camp and just hit it, because they can't contest you. It is disgusting. This one in particular is going to lead to some incredibly degenerate gameplay. I don't know. It's just really good. And then he has his passive proccing on minions. You can stack your passive on lane minions. Off-lane Chimera is really gross with this. Early game, you just can't be fought. For about the first 5 levels of the game, literally nobody can fight you. So just keep that in mind. Once the game goes on a little bit, like especially in the mid game, like between like level 7 and 10, you can start to lose if the enemy builds anti-heal. So just keep that in mind. But early game, you're uncontestable. Kira, the carries didn't get super crazy augments. We'll get to more of them as we go, but the carries didn't get super crazy augments. She has this one that makes her right click cost less mana and reduce your cooldowns whenever you hit somebody with it. Her Q does execute damage based on missing HP, so this one's, I guess, kind of good if you're going for flank kills. From what I heard talking to Kier and other carry players, is that this is her best one. And then she has one that makes her ultimate get lifesteal, extra lifesteal. I don't think this one's good. This one, I think, is okay. Again, the issue is that you have to take a really extended trade to get value out of the Q, extra damage. And a lot of the time on Kira, that's not what you want to be doing. You want to walk up to somebody, auto right-click, auto back away, and that's what you want to do. So, because if that's your plan, then just take this, right? And that's what I've been told by all the better carry players. Quang, his passive, does more damage and reduces his cooldowns more. This one is pretty good. It's really good for trading in lane, pretty good for jungle clear. This is just a solid augment. He gets an aura for Omnivamp, and he gives his allies Omnivamp. It's pretty solid. I think support Quang might be pretty good with this. I'm not 100% sure how much this matters, but from what I've heard, this one is actually not terrible. And then he gets his old ultimate back. He can put his sword down and then recall and ult back to it. This one is pretty good. Just the fact that it reduces your cooldown by 20%, your ult cooldown by 20 seconds, that's pretty fucking good on its own. This is a 100-second cooldown level 6. That alone is pretty good without any haste. That alone is almost enough to just make you take this every time. If you're in the off lane, I think you are taking this every time. So that augment's pretty good. Elika, she has bomb. Her bomb does more ISO damage. This one's bad. This one is horrible. Don't pick this one. She gets passive XP. This one was okay, and then they buffed it, and it was absolutely piss broken, and then they nerfed it again, and I think it's okay. This will, generally speaking, the main upside to this is that you hit level 6 a wave early. That's the general upside, is that you get 6 before they get 6, and then you walk at them and you kill them. If you do that, you're off to a pretty good start. You can't really get behind with this augment. You'll always be even on levels. I think it's pretty solid. This one I do think is actually pretty good. Your auto attacks deal, you get half a prophecy basically level 1. A prophecy is 20% magic power. This is 10. I think this one's actually pretty good. If you just go prophecy first item, then you go full magic damage. It's pretty solid. I've been throwing in Plasma Blade to this build. I've been going like prophecy, Wraith Leggings, Plasma Blade, and that actually feels pretty good. Your autos really do hit pretty hard, and you get so much attack speed off of those 2 items. With Typhoon Crest, I think this one is actually maybe her best one after this one got nerfed. I think this might be her best one. Mori, she gets stacking armor shred on her autos. I think this one is pretty bad. Ult cooldown reduced by 20 seconds whenever you get a takedown. This one is really good. This one is really good. Basically, your goal on Morigesh, especially late game, is to ult before the fight starts. You don't want to be ulting in the middle of a fight. You want to ult somebody on the enemy team before the fight starts. They come in after taking 1,000 damage. Now they have to fight with 1,000 less HP. You ult to start the fight. If you get like 2 takedowns, your ult is back up. You can ult somebody at the end of the fight too. This one is pretty good. And then her Q gets increased range and damage. I think this one's not bad. This one is pretty consistent. It's a little bit more consistent than the ultimate one, but I do think this one's actually better. I think this one is better. Maybe against really squishy teams, you're running this one, but against any team where you're playing Morigesh, like realistically, any team comp that's good to play Morigesh into, I think this one's the best. Morn. His extract, this is his passive, gets the cooldown reduced by 20% for casting an ability. You don't have to land an ability. It's just casting it. So this one's pretty good in the offlane. You just use your passive, then you click all your buttons and you use your passive again. It's pretty good. He has this one that affects all heroes on the map, by the way. This does affect your allies. It puts your Q, your heal, your dot onto all enemies and all allies when you click your ultimate. This one is actually pretty good. You get to double Q instantly in a fight. You can stop bases with this. This is probably realistically his best one. But then he also has Spider Morn. This is one of the most fun augments in the patch. Spider Morn, when you use your Morn hook, if you hit terrain, the ground, walls, etc., you pull yourself to the terrain. This one is pretty good if you're playing Engage Morn. I do think this one is actually pretty good. So be careful, especially using it around towers. If you miss, you are pulling yourself into the tower. So just keep that in mind. You will probably kill yourself a couple times with this augment by missing hooks. Just something to be mindful of. Murdoch gets 2 extra traps. This one's okay. It is what it is. His passive now has increased range and pierces targets. This one is pretty good. You can hit the whole wave with this. You can hit enemies standing behind the waves, etc. Long Arm of the Law does more damage, gets extra gold on kill. Very cool. Aerial. Alacrity reduces the current cooldowns of the target. It shields by 1.5 seconds. This one was not written very well on test server, so everyone thought it was bugged. When you use your right click, whoever it hits, whoever picks up your right click shield, gets their cooldowns reduced. This one's pretty good. Being able to take 1.5 seconds off of your carry's dash or your mid laner's abilities is pretty good. I think this one is quite good. Reversal of Fortune grants a second and 1.75 of CC immunity. This one is really good for playing dive comps. If you're running at people, this one's really good. Essence Nullifier, her Q now drains mana and does that damage as true damage. This one's pretty good for mid lane Muriel. In the off lane, this is probably okay as well, but in the mid lane specifically, this one's probably pretty good. You can probably get a lot of damage off of this. Like, this might make Muriel a counter pick to, like, Gadget Argus, right? The two people who really want Alkrod. We'll see. Narby, March grants move speed, or March, your move speed grants attack speed now. Very cool. He has True Silver, or he has Hexbound. He gets mana when he takes damage, and then your ult has Armor Shred. I think the attack speed is the best. I think Armor Shred's pretty good. I think this one is really bad. Phase, your linked ally gains mana regen when you use an ability. This one does not affect Phase herself. It only gives the mana regen to her ally. I think this one's pretty bad. Energy Lance does more damage, but it's shorter. This is if you're playing Phase in mid. I think it's okay. It's kind of annoying to play against, but like late game, this is really bad. In lane, this is really annoying. And then her ultimate gives more move speed and it gives regen. This is the best one for Phase support. This one is okay in mid. This one's really bad. Ramp, the Rumbling. Your Rumble costs more mana, does less damage, but you can use it infinitely. This one is pretty funny. Rock and Awe, you can pull your rock midair. It does more damage based on distance traveled. And then Tiny Titan, you go small when you ult, you get attack speed, you get no move speed penalty. This one is really funny. This one actually is pretty OP. If you can walk it like anybody on the enemy team in a 1v1, you cannot lose. You cannot lose a 1v1 in this ramp ult. It's not possible. So this one actually is pretty good. This one is okay in the jungle. If you take this in a lane, you're permanently out of mana, so just keep that in mind. Revenant, he reloads faster. This one's okay. He gets Mordekaiser ultimate. He steals part of their power, and if you kill them in your ultimate, you keep a part of that power permanently. It's okay. It sounds really good. It's not as good as it sounds. This one, his fourth shot does 8% more damage, ignores bonus of physical armor. This one is insane. This one is absolutely piss broken. They nerfed it. It's still piss broken. Yeah, this one is insane. Richter, Hook has more range. If you hit something, you get your cooldown reduced. This one's pretty good. Electrocute gives more move speed and does more damage to monsters. This is for jungle Richter. It makes your clear pretty good. I think the move speed is really impactful. And then he has one that regens his HP based on damage taken. This one is really annoying. If you're playing like offlane Richter, this is really annoying. This makes you deceptively tanky because you just start healing for 10 billion in the middle of a fight, and that is really annoying to fight against. Sereth, her ult, or picking up her orb, picking up her passive orb, gives you a heal. This one's really bad. It's only physical power heal. You think of this and you see this, you think of Draconum. It's not Draconum. The reason Draconum is good is because it has an HP heal on top of the power heal. This is only physical power early game. This is healing you for fucking 25. It's not very good. Her ultimate gives you crit chance. This one's really bad. You don't need this. And her jump now stuns. This one is really good. This is the best one by far. I don't know why you wouldn't use this one every time. Sev, your dash gives you 2 stacks when you hit somebody and resets its cooldown when you ult somebody. This one's okay. His Q now executes enemies at 5% max HP. This is decent for new Sevarog players. If you're having trouble stacking, etc., it makes your jungle clear pretty fast. This one is not bad. And then he has the ult one. This one got nerfed a little bit. I still think this is probably his best augment. It just takes a little more skill to use. Your ult just sends people back to base, basically. Your ult just sends them to spawn, and that's really good. You make a fight into a 5v4. I think this is probably his best augment. It just takes skill to use properly. Shinbi, your dash applies 2 stacks of track, which is your ultimate. This one I think is pretty good for Assassin Shinbi. You can just instantly full stack somebody and blow them up. This one reduces the cooldown of your passive by an extra second when you hit an ability. This one in the off lane is actually really annoying to play against. I think this actually might be her best augment even in the jungle. It lets you get 2 passive procs in a fight, which is basically an extra ability. Like, that's a lot of extra damage. And then this one is really bad. You get ability haste when you kill a camp leader. I don't think this one's worth it. You never get enough haste to make it worth it. Skylar, your plasma grenade, when you latch plasma grenade onto a hero, it reduces its cooldown. That's pretty good. You can permanently slow people. It's really annoying to play against. Skylar's basic attack range is increased while she's flying. This one is really annoying to play against because you outrange people, and that's really powerful. Her ultimate now fires 3 shots, and if you... It fires 3 shots. Each shot does less damage. If you hit all of them, it does a little more damage. This one is not very good. This is her best one. I think this one is pretty good on like mid lane Skylar, but this is her best one by far. Sparrow. Takedowns reset your basic cooldowns. This one would be good if it gave you your E back. However, your stim on Sparrow does not go on cooldown until after the ability is finished, which means if your E is active when you get a takedown, it does not reset the cooldown, which is a little bit awkward. She can gain stealth on using her stim. This is pretty good. This is true stealth. You can run away from people really easily. You can play a lot of mind games with this. This one's pretty solid. Her ultimate now fires 5 arrows and has increased range. It fires more volleys. This one's pretty good. It makes you have an unlosable 1v1. You literally cannot lose a 1v1 if you have Sparrow ult with this. It's not bad. I think it's good for killing tanks. I think this one is better if you're getting Dove. The enemy team is playing a comp that wants to run at you. This one's pretty good. If you are playing against tanks, a big frontline comp, this one is quite good. Steel, Bull Rush, his Q gains CC immunity and damage reduction, damage mitigation. That's pretty good. I like this one a lot in the offlane. Played against Sparrow yesterday, just deleted you. Sure does, Ace. Yes, it does. Shield Slam now has more range, a larger radius, and knocks people back. It knocks people away from you. This one is pretty good, actually. I think this would probably his best augment. It's similar to the Sevarog augment. It takes skill, but it is quite good. And then Force Shield has new charges, has 2 charges, but it's 70% less wide. This one's really bad. It's just too small. You do not get enough. You do not get enough coverage off of this to make it worth it. Even with 2 of them, you do not get enough coverage. Terra, you get damage mitigation while you channel your dash. I think this one is better than people think it is, but I don't think it's super good. Highland Hurl can be picked up from the ground, reducing its cooldown by 40%. This is Olaf Axe. This one does 2 other things that it doesn't tell you. Number 1, your axe now pierces enemies. It goes through enemy heroes. You can hit multiple people with your axe in a fight. You can root multiple enemies with this. It is also a projectile. This is a uncapped projectile, so you can lob this. It's like Howitzer Mine. It's not a ground-targeted ability. You can lob this from about tower to the melees in every lane. It's pretty good. I think this is her best augment. Those 2 things that it does not tell you, but those 2 things this augment also does. Standard Axe does the same now. What do you... Wait, really, Ray? Is that in 1.6, or are you telling me Terra on live has that? Behavior is consistent between the 2. Interesting. Well, that's good to know. While Unstoppable Force is active, Terra gains a stack of her passive every 0.7. This one's pretty bad. It doesn't give you passive stacks fast enough to matter. It's in the balance notes. Okay. So we'll get there. All right. Faye, when you hit your E, you gain ability haste, stacking infinitely. This one's okay. It lets you get haste on your first ultimate, which is pretty good. Outside of that, I don't think it's good. Bramble Patch, 40% more range. This one's pretty nuts. This shit goes like 80% of a lane for some reason. I feel like there's no way that 40% is the correct number for the range increase on this. It feels like it's doubled. This one is really fucking annoying to play against. It's on a 5-second cooldown. It's a 5-second uptime, and it gives your team speed. It makes the enemy team slow. It does 10 billion damage. It goes from spawn to spawn. This shit's ridiculous. This is really good. And then her right-click heals. This one's okay. It's not super great, but it's okay. TB, Vortex Grenade has an additional charge, and when you dash, you get a charge back. This one's okay. I think if you're playing Cringe Blast, this one's, like, not bad. But realistically, like, just Vaporize having more range is really, 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 really good. Just being able to outspace people is really powerful. And then he has this knockback on his ultimate. This one's really funny. Against certain team comps, this one is low-key really good. Anybody who has to walk at you just can't walk at you while you're ulting them. And that's 3.5 seconds where they can't walk at you. And that's pretty good. Wraith. Knock deals magic damage. This one is absolutely fucking broken. This legitimately is like a top 3 augment in this entire patch. This one is insane. Go Soulbinder, Wraith Leggings on Wraith, and you start two-shotting people. It is absolutely bonkers. I don't know how this came in. I don't know how this didn't have a drawback to it. That is truly what I don't understand. They added this, and it has no drawback. And it is crazy. It is absolutely bonkers. Your stealth now affects nearby allies, but the cooldown is higher. This one's okay. I don't think it's insane. The cooldown being longer means that if you use this and then you hit a ward, you have to wait for 14 seconds to get this back. I don't think this one's insane. And then killing blows from your snipe give you increased gold. I think this one's okay. I don't actually think this one matters as much as you think it does. I think this is just straight up his best augment. Like, if you're playing ADC Wraith where you need physical damage, you're probably playing with the knock-knock, with the Sniper's Bounty. But I think in the mid lane or in support, I think this one is just absolutely insane. Wukong, your red E, your slam, no longer has... It's not capped on how far you can fall on the damage. It does bonus damage for the whole thing. I think it's okay. The bonus damage on this isn't as noticeable as you'd think it would be. Wukong's max clone limit is increased by 1, and he passively generates a stack of his passive every 4 seconds. This one is a little gross because you can walk into lane, if you're playing solo lane, you can walk into lane with 3 clones, and that's pretty fucking good. So I do think this one is pretty solid. And then this one is broken. This one is like in the off lane. This is insane. While you're in your red stance, killing anything gives +4 gold. And while you're in blue stance, killing anything regens missing HP. The extra gold that you can get from this is really nuts. Like, it's really consistent. You slam the wave, you push the wave, you get all your gold. It's a little bit disgusting on how much gold he can get off of this. This is kind of like, again, you see Wraith's +5 per minion, and then you see Wukong's +4 per minion, and you're like, oh, how is this better? And it's like, you're not sniping every single minion, right? On Wukong, you're basically killing every minion in red stance. It's pretty good. Yin, when you deflect a projectile, you gain move speed and a shield. This one is pretty good. This just auto wins you a 1v1 against anyone with a projectile, which is pretty solid. Lash Kick's cooldown goes down if you hit terrain with it. This one is pretty solid. It lets you move around the map quite a bit. Lets you be really slippery in the off lane. I think this one's pretty solid. And then her Windburn lasts longer and grants Yin missing HP on hit while it's active. The healing is obviously less against on heroes. This one is pretty good, especially for like Yin off lane or Yin mid. The amount of healing you get off of this is pretty gross. Just over the course of a game, over the course of E-ing a wave, this is pretty good. I think this is probably her best one. But this one in the jungle, or if you're playing against a team where they have good deflect targets, this one is also pretty good. Yurei, her passive gains increased range and bounces 2 more times. This one's okay if you're playing a lane. Notable that the way that Yurei passive works is that when you use an ability, you get 2 ranged autos. Those ranged autos bounce between targets. It does not do auto attack. It does not auto attack both targets, or in this case, 4 targets. It does not auto attack them. What this does is it applies your passive to all of them. Your passive does like 10 damage. So you don't get to auto attack 4 minions at once with this passive. That's not the way that it works. It only applies your passive damage, which isn't very much. So the wave clear on this is not crazy. It's okay. I do think that, generally speaking, Soul Weaver is just better. You get just the reduced cooldown on your ultimate is really good, plus a little bit of damage mitt. Very cool. Yo, Joomstar, thank you for the 5 gifted, man. I appreciate it, dude. Thank you for the gifties. Yurei bounces apply on hit? I don't think so. Could. I'm not sure. Don't think so. And then she has one where destroying Torn Spirits gives you decaying move speed. This one's pretty good if you have Pain Weaver. Outside of that, I don't think it's very good. Xeris, he permanently gains max HP and physical power every minute. This one has been nerfed a hell of a lot. I don't think it's very good. Spear of Nir's cooldown is only 40% longer when thrown. This one can be annoying, but is kind of meh. And then his dash cooldown is lower, and it resets its cooldown on takedown. This is just his best augment. Like, even if you're playing off-lane Xeris, you don't really care about your dash in lane, just having it on a shorter cooldown is really powerful. So these ones that just give a straight up like passive on top of, again, like this is really good, right? This just being 15% lower, these ones that just give this passive are really good. It just makes them very consistent. Zinx, her heal has 2 charges, but it heals less. Infuses on hit damage is increased based on missing HP. This is for like Zinx mid. And then her stun, her bounces farther, and each hit reduces its current cooldown. This is disgusting. This one, if you hit 2 heroes and 3 minions with this at level 1, your stun is on like a 5-second cooldown. This one is absolutely disgusting. The bounce range is huge. This one, I don't think this one is good. You're getting less healing for the same amount of mana. I don't think this one is worth it. This one is really good. I think this one is okay in mid lane. Even in mid lane, though, I feel like you'd rather just take this. I don't know exactly how much bonus damage this is. I'd have to do some math. But I feel like you would still just rather have your stun cooldown lower. Balance changes. So they reduced gold drip and increased minion gold. This just makes CS matter a little bit more. If you're good at CSing, you'll get a gold lead now. That's pretty good. Death timers are a little bit increased in the mid game. Very cool. Again, minion gold increased, gold drip decreased. If you're last hitting your minions, you'll get more gold. If you're not last hitting your minions, you'll get less gold. The jungle can't spawn 5 seconds later, so leashing is pretty bad now. You're not really going to leash for your red buff anymore. Mini Prime and Orb Prime both got nerfed on how tanky they make minions. This is a really good change, especially for Mini Prime. The fact that Mini Prime gave melee minions 65% damage mitigation is absolutely incredible. So thank God I can actually clear a Prime wave now. You know what I mean? Blue buff, red buff, all of these, they give a little bit more gold so you can keep up with your laners now. Very cool. Balance adjustments. I've not seen any balance for this patch. So empowered right crunches hitbox is now persistent when it's used midair and now matches crunch uppercut animation more closely. Interesting. Greystone, less HP, less damage, less healing, less damage. Okay. Little bunch of nerfs to Greystone. Grim ult getting magic power buffed again. Ray, for some reason, dude, I can't quite figure it out. Ray loves AP Grim. I cannot quite put my finger on it. But Ray loves AP Grim, and he keeps buffing it to try and make it viable. And it's just not quite there yet. But it is so funny to just see it buffed every patch. It is so funny. I know what's up. Dude, again, I love AP Grim too, Ray. Like, I love this. I just think it's funny. It just keeps getting buffed. Eventually, it's going to hit the point where Grim does just one-shot you with his ultimate, and then they're going to have to nerf it. So when it gets there, you'll see it quite a bit. Quang, less attack speed from his passive. Very cool. Ornn, health growth decreased. His passive gets a little bit of a cooldown increase. Keep in mind, he got that augment that lets him reduce his passive cooldown. That's pretty good. Seraph base stats nerfed. Basic attacks. Did FaZe have shorter autos? Has FaZe had shorter autos for the last 2 months? That is so funny. I never would have known. I never would have known. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I never saw this in the 1.4 patch notes. That is so funny. Well, okay. Camera not locked when you picked up Boulder. Okay. Skylar, her beam gets a bit of a nerf. Sparrow, her ult gets a bit of a nerf. This is because her ult augment was pretty OP, so they nerfed her ultimate itself. Terra. Okay, so this is what Ray was talking about. Yeah, so the axe is not a fixed range. It's an actual projectile. It pierces heroes. I thought this was related to her augment. I guess this is just a Terra change. My bad. What the fuck? Go back. Wraith gets support. Wraith support got nerfed. His passive on his ward got nerfed. His max HP damage, the power scaling on this got nerfed because, again, AP Wraith is absolutely bonkers. And then the magic power scaling on his snipe got decreased. I don't think this matters. I think AP Wraith, I think Magic Power Wraith with Magic Snipe is going to be absolutely nuts. The combination, and this is for all mages, but it hits Wraith very, very hard. The combination of Wraith Leggings and Executioner are absolutely bonkers. 18% bonus damage when someone hits 40% HP is absolutely insane. I truly think it needs looked at. Like, Wraith Leggings is one of the best fucking items in the game, and now you have something that combos with it. Wraith can now use Wraith Leggings. That's why it's OP. That's really good. Anyway, Wukong, some general changes to Wukong here. Passive cooldown increased early game, basically the same late game. His blue E gets a bit of a damage nerf. His ultimate, his passive gets a bit of a damage nerf. Just some general nerfs to Wukong. Disc no longer turns invisible. Very cool. Her E, this is her AoE on Zinx, does more damage now. I don't know. This is another thing. Ray keeps trying to like buff Zinx mid. I don't know if that's the plan, but he does keep trying to buff it. I think it's kind of funny. Item changes: Dread, more power; Infernum, more power but less haste. This is actually probably a net nerf to Infernum. Like, part of the reason that this Infernum item is so good is because it's a 15 haste item. Now it's down to 10. Aug, less damage on augmentation. And then for support, basically, they reduced gold drip, so all the support items get 50 gold taken off of them. That's basically what this is. Like, Galaxy Greaves gets 100 off of it, right? But most of these are 50. You get 50 gold taken off all the support items because, yeah, the supports get less passive gold now. So, and then there's a bunch of bug fixes. I don't know if any of these matter, but bug fixes. That's the patch. So there you go. Obviously, like, item changes, hero changes aren't crazy in this patch. There's not a lot of big nerfs or big buffs to heroes. It's mostly just the augments. So that's really all you got to think of. I know I said I wasn't going to go over all the augments again, but I did go over them all again. So let me know if you guys have questions, etc., down in the comments if you guys are seeing this on YouTube. So that's the patch. Comes out June 10th. There you go. Patch notes finished.